Hey guys, here today with a tutorial on how to make a bordered chevron. These look super cool and I always like using gold as the outside because I just think it looks awesome. So let's get started. You'll need at least 3 colors of string. More works better, but 3 is good. They should be about a wingspan of length. Then you're going to fold them in half. Start your bracelet however you like and order them like this. When you order them, you want to make sure that they're reflecting each other. Meaning if you put a mirror in between the two halves, then it would look the same. Also make sure that the string on the very outside of both sides is the one that you want your border to be. Now here is the part that is the only difference from a normal chevron. If we start with the right half, we're going to be doing backward knots. So we're going to make a backward knot and then a forward knot. So a backward forward knot with our border string. And then we take that string that we used for our border and we put it up and out of the way. We're not going to be using it. Then we take the string that we just tied onto with that border string, and that's going to be our leading string for the rest of that half of the chevron. So you can see that I'm just tying onto that next string in the pattern, and the gold isn't doing anything because I already used it for my border. And if you already know how to make a chevron, this will be really easy for you. It's literally just a one-step change. But if you've never done a chevron before, I'll explain that as well, because we're just taking that string and going into the middle. And then now we're done with this side. So now I'm going to kind of leave the purple string here though, because we're going to be tying onto that in a second. But here is an example with the border again. You're going to just be doing that on both sides. It's going to be a forward backward knot this time because we are on the right or left side. And so we're doing a forward backward. And you can see here that I actually messed that up. But it doesn't matter. It won't show if you do it every so often. It won't be a big deal. So I did 2 forward knots accidentally. It's just a little bit harder to keep your strings in order, but as you can see, it worked out for me and you can't even see it in the final product. But then we're just going to continue like a normal chevron, taking that outside string, if we're ignoring the border string of course, taking that outside string and tying it onto every single one. They're all forward knots on this side, so we're just doing each of them, and then once we get into the middle, we're going to tie those 2 leading strings from both sides together. And then basically you just repeat that process over and over and over until the bracelet is as long as you'd like. And just so you know, when you're tying those 2 strings in the middle, it doesn't matter if you do 2 forward knots or 2 backward knots or which string you tie with. Just do like a forward knot or a backward knot or a backward forward knot. It doesn't matter. Anyways, now we're moving on again. So now you see that I'm tying that border string onto a new color of string. That's because that's our new leading string for the actual chevron. So I'm just tying that border on and then putting it out of the way because we're going to ignore it until the next step. And then doing my normal chevron pattern by taking that leading string and doing it all the way down to the middle. Now we're switching back to the other side, and this is the last example I'll show you, and then I'll just let you go and you can just repeat that pattern until you're finished. But the gold string is our border, so we're going to be putting it over that color and doing a forward backward knot, and then putting it out of the way, pretending like it doesn't exist, and then just taking that new leading string and doing it down all the way into the middle until you tie it to the other middle string. Now repeat that process until the bracelet is as long as you'd like it to be. Once it reaches that point, end it however you'd like to. I like to make mine adjustable, so I do these twisties at the bottom, and that's in a lot of my other videos, so I'm not going to put it in this video. But I can also make a short little video explaining just that if you guys want, so make sure you tell me in the comments if you want that. But now it is time for our small business shout out. And today's shout out is Lovely Makes by Emily, and she makes the cutest prints. Here's some of her mugs I'm showing, and this pink cow one is my most favorite. Go ahead and go check out her business. Her links will be in my description, and feel free to follow me on TikTok and Instagram as well. I'm thinking about opening an Etsy shop soon, so we'll see how that goes. But thank you for watching my videos. Have a wonderful day.